Right, so I've just been, hello again, just been flying all around my city trying to work out what little bit of cosmetic stuff needs doing. This is, why won't it render? This is the sort of main square, which has got the cathedral in it. That needs some detailing work doing on it. It's a nice mob-proof main square with a couple of really big buildings that are all done inside, and this is a town museum thing. But I was wondering where I'm going to actually put all of the animals and farmland that I'm going to move out from in front of my old base, or my current base. So this is the town, is over on the left there. It is very slow rendering, and there's a palace there as well. It's very, very slow rendering. There we go. And there's a monastery on the mountain top, just on the middle of the picture there. Yeah, this just goes on over here. Yeah, so this is there we go. It's finally coming in. If I go down a bit, it might be quicker. So this is the town. There's a mill, and the nether portal is up there behind. This wall here, you can see now, is battlements around the entire, so it goes around the village here. This is a port. They go up and around my base here, so this stuff on the left and underneath me is the base where I started. I'll show the original spawn at some point. But then I have my own sort of farms, as you need, and I put all of the animals here, and my vegetables and things here that I needed, bamboo there. But actually, I don't want them there anymore. My thoughts are, I'd like to have a big ornamental garden in front of my base. Here, this is my base. There's the map room in the middle of the top with the terrace in front. But there's lots of sort of rooms, and it's all quite cool. This is the dome above the main storage room and the enchanting table and all that. And these are the walls that go around it, and they were necessary at first to protect it all from the sight lines of mobs and all that. Anyway, I'm going to keep all of that. I like it. I'm not going to destroy my base. It's all good. I do have paths going up this mountain on the right. It goes up, you see it goes up and around, and then up and over here, up to this sort of mini plateau, which I might put something on. I kind of would like a castle, but it feels quite far from the town. So I'm not going to do it yet until I know that I've joined it up conceptually. The path also goes on, up and up and up. I mean, it's just a mess at the moment, but it does cut up to here. So I've got room, in theory, I could put something up on this hilltop as well, some great tower. That could be quite cool. Out the back here, I haven't really done anything. Why is there a floating block? There's just this sort of valley, or what do you call it, sunken thing in the gravel mountains here. And I got a few back doors into this. This was the first one about, I put R for Rob. So my original mines go down underneath this. They go down to bedrock layer and start spreading out all over the place and then come back up. But I haven't developed this. This is the first place I found pigs, I think, were in this valley, but they're long since turned into bacon or bread. This is the back door of one of the back doors that leads out here. So I've only just built it into some of the walls, and there's the nether portal up there over to the city. It's very undeveloped back here, but I think I'm going to leave it undeveloped. I don't want to bring civilization over into the mountains. I'm not interested in this, but there might be some. It looks so cool. It's really beautiful. I'm really pleased with it. It looks stunning. It really does look stunning. But there might be something needs to get. But anyway, before I build over this side, because my base is between us, what I was thinking was I need to probably do something with all of this tree area here, because, well, it's a bit of a long story. What's going on? In order to get into this area, I see, you come in under the big wall thing, tower thing here. That, there you go, that's the main fortification that protects the sea. There's a dock here. It's nice deep water, so I thought I'd build a dock here. I think one of my boats has vanished. Which will take quite big boats. I might build a big boat there at some point. And there's some villagers living in there. And that's just for docking the big things in. Now I've got this bridge here, which at the moment is all protected via these gates here. So this is back to, let's shut that again. This is back to the animals. So the idea is you'd be able to come in maybe and access some ornamental gardens. I'm not sure. Maybe actually this wall, this fortification here, which used to be between my base and the outside world, maybe that needs breaking down, and I allow the village to expand into this front area in front of my base. Maybe. I would like a big ornamental garden. Or one of the things I thought would be really cool to make would be a maze, you know, with leaves, but make a real decent maze. I don't know if there's quite enough space there for it, or whether that's the right place. I don't know. Maybe that's for another area of the map. I've got other development areas. But I could bring the village right the way over into this, and that might help give a feeling of joined upness. I don't really want to destroy my farms. They're nice. But yeah, maybe the village goes into that area where I can be bothered to make some more half-timbered houses, because they do get tedious. All of them are different, but all of them are the same in a way. You kind of approach them all the same way, but adapt them so they all look different colours, like different proportions, heights, detailing. Where was I? Anyway, the roots in, yeah. So that's what this is. But as well as the main route, which you just looked at behind me to the dock, there's also this. And I've kind of let access to the beaches, but I don't know. There's a wall around the village, just a small wall, but it's kind of conceptually enough, I think, because the big main wall back at with the towers on it has protected us from the sea, in theory. But this is access to the palace, or the whatever this thing is, palace I suppose. And there's a sea entrance to the main entrance here, as well as a land entrance over this bridge here, which connects through to the town, and that big gateway in the town, so you can access the palace via this bridge. This is sort of some royal stables, but through the tower and then into the town. Oh, that's an ornamental garden I built on the palace. It's only tiny, but I kind of enjoyed the design. It's very formal and sort of it's inspired by the idea of the Alhambra in Granada, which makes it sound far grander than it really is. I just like that there's some water design and some trees, and it's all very symmetrical and formal and blah blah blah. Anyway, this waterway comes underneath the cathedral. You can't go anywhere down here. It just sort of peters out, and it's really high. There's the bridge up from the cathedral to the monastery. It doesn't go anywhere, and the town's defended over there. This way, there's a small gate that you can access the further waterway from. Oh, see, he'll turn into a drowned or something. Everything's still defended in the town, and the cathedral's defended. So this is a way in, and this brings you through to this area. I'll go up. So my base is over there and the animals are here. And then this is, see, the houses have their own little jetties and stuff, and they can get out. And I guess if I build more village over here, then there'll be stuff here. This island here is sort of Chicken Island. It's one of the few things from quite early on in the game. I wanted somewhere to keep chickens because they were annoying me and getting under my feet. So all the chickens are here, and you can come in by, I think one of these is a gate. Yeah, there you go, there's a gate. So you can come in and kill chickens to your heart's content. And if you stand on the bridge here, you can chuck eggs back over there. I quite like that. I think I'm going to keep Chicken Island. Speaking of islands, all of where the town was here was originally an island. It felt very big to me back in the day. I've joined the island up to things, and it was Pig Island. That was all of my pigs were, with 3 spruce trees that I got from the mountains and planted down there. And it was the only way I could tell where my base was from the sea, because I'm rubbish at remembering directions, because I could see these spruce trees unnaturally down near the water. So, aha, that's where I live. Anyway, so that was Pig Island. So this town is called Pig Island or something in my head. I haven't worked it out yet. Anyway, back to the waterway, which is the main thing. So the waterway we've come in is here. And my thoughts are that, because it gives us access to all of this, is to develop all of this area with trees onto it into something purposeful. Then maybe we build loads more village here, or maybe the animals go here, maybe crops go here. I don't know. I'm thinking actually village is the best thing, but my heart's sinking because whilst I enjoy building them, it's just, it does get half timbered houses. The fact that it's all the same to build, it just feels like a lot of work. And there's some higher ground and things. I could build some temples or some more churches or stuff, but it makes sense with how the waterways work. And the water comes around the back of this is the main square, and the cathedral comes around the back of it. This is my sort of market stall area with people. And it comes around to here. I think I need some development at the end of this bridge here, sort of in this area, to maybe some sort of unloading docks, something with purpose. And the reason for that is this exit goes up to this is a lookout tower that I built, which I'm going to keep. I need to blend that in somehow. I'll make it higher even. Underneath there is a cave system that lets me go all the way back to my base underground if I want to. It was a really useful stopping off place in my early exploration. It's one of the first places I really came to, so I put a bed, and this is the bits that go down. And yeah, and I thought this was really high when I first built it, and I thought it was really far away and it felt distant, and it was the first place that I saw a village from, because there's this village here, and that was originally a zombie village. There was no villagers, it was all half messed up and cobwebby. And one of the things I did in survival there was to repair the whole village and go along the road a bit further to find another village and bring back some villagers and breed them in the village, and now it's a fully working mini village. I don't know for how much longer, because my town over there, I think, let me go up really high. One of these, see these, there's a flat area over here just on the horizon now. Between that flat area, this road and this road, I think all of this area needs developing into village. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be as dense and cosmopolitan as what's over there. It might be sort of more suburban feelings, a bit more land between each house. One of the things I want to do is lay down the roads that are going to be in there. And I guess they'll stretch on the other side a bit. And at that point, I might knock down this village and replace all of the houses with new ones in my own similar style, so it all feels like it's the same thing. If I go along this road here, there's this, well, there's a crossroads here. This was sort of my first home away from home I built. It's a house in the middle of a lake. There's a little island in the middle of a lake, and I actually dug down, and that also is connected via tunnels back to that watchtower and onwards to the base. But I built this house in the middle of the lake, and I then explored up by boat and all around it. It was all really cool and fun. Anywho, there's a mine shaft exit there, because I think somewhere under all of this there were some mines I was using. This road here goes back, and I think perhaps all of this flat area, or flattish area, this feels like what needs to be my crop fields. There's a flower biome there, which is really nice, and I just don't know yet how, when finally we get bees, how I get them to populate in there. I need some, because this is on a realm. I think I'm going to need to load it into single player again and do something to regenerate some chunks around this to get bees, because I really want bees. I want them close. I don't have to go to new areas, because I've explored so far away there aren't any. Anyway, so this flat area I think might be crops. I quite like that idea. So the town will sort of dribble out through this, and then there's a load of crop fields here. I might change that bridge. I don't like that it looks like a major part of the road system just going across to a little house. It just feels out of balance. And this road, why I'm taking us on this long journey, so we've come out on the side to the tower, so everything between me and the tower and that red roof there, all the spruce areas I'm saying will be sort of suburban housing, lower density but still half timbered, still matching it, maybe a bit further round to bring in the village. This is going to be farmland, I think. The road just goes underground a little bit underneath the mountain here, and it pops out on this side, and you can see we're back at the back of my main square still. There's a mountain in the way. There was a mountain on the main square which I had to demolish. That took ages. And this road comes around here and it goes back in. You see the gateway there, back into the main square. So there's a kind of a big circular area bounded by roads over there. I may need to get rid of this mountain, which feels like a lot of pain. This mountain here feels like an awful lot of pain, but then it's not a lot more pain than I've already experienced in getting rid of the mountain that was immediately behind it. And what I was doing just before I started streaming, I just took a branch off my main road that goes up here, and I thought, well, I've got all this land here as well. I took a branch off it just because maybe I'm going to bring a road out here and do some development here. I still need somewhere for the animals, and I'm not sure where they are. And just to make it look pretty, I built a basic fountain at the junction. We're outside the city, nothing too fancy, outside the city walls. So it's just sitting there, and that's sort of where I was. And I'm really having a long think. I know one of the things I've got to do is a bit of detailing on the cathedral. You can't really see it from down below, but see, even this cobblestone now, this was the first major thing I built, and I'm still really proud of it. But even the cobblestone here is a little bit plain. And up here, what we need is some detailing on this, on the stone, on the external part of the cathedral. And all I was going to do was over on the sides, so it's just a bit of change of texture, and there'll be one up the other side. And I'm just going to bring it around in an arch, so it looks like there's some supporting vaulting inside the cobblestone going on, and match it on that side, so it'll arch over here, slightly different, slightly wider arch. and it will be over here, so that on the tower there's a little bit of interest, and I guess if you look up to it you might sort of notice it. But I'm not doing that at the moment. This was just a quick stream to vaguely give you an idea of what's going on in the original spawn area of the world. So I hope that's not being too confusing, because I will give an actual walkthrough at some point. The walkthrough is going to take a long time. But I need to really think. So I know about farmland, but do animals just go in farmland? Do they go in pens somewhere else? Don't know where the animals go. I also don't know how to protect the back of any new development I do. We need more walls and things, which I guess I can do. Anyway, I think that'll do for now. Cool. Cheerio.